Welcome to my channel, everybody. My name is Chrissy, and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 14th of August. Now, if you are new here, I do talk a lot about current global energies. I also discuss the Great Awakening process. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and we'll just get started and we'll see what comes up. Oh. Some of you will love this out there. They're showing me the visual of a tent. Now, when they're showing me the visual of a tent, this is the reset agenda. Now, for anyone new to my channel, if you're not aware of the Great Global Reset Agenda by Klaus Schwab, you might need to look that up. This is the representation of the tent, and there's a tarp over the tent. Now, if you think of camping, when you go camping, you might put your 2-man tent or your 4-man tent up. Sometimes it comes with this rain cover, and it's called a tarp, and you put the tarp right over the top, and it protects the tent from sort of wind, rain damage, or any storms or things that might come along, and it keeps the sun off, so it keeps things cooler. Well, that tarp has been ripped away. It's almost like you could say a storm came and ripped it away, which is the people waking up, and it's exposed the reset agenda. So there's quite a lot of exposure now on the reset agenda, and this is the tent, the image of the tent. Now, when you think of a tent, I always think of something sort of pointy like a triangle, which again comes back to the pyramid Ponzi scheme that I always talk about, where the people at the top of the pyramid, the elites and these government leaders, are making all the money, and all the people down below are doing all the hard work. But I'm getting that this tent has now become exposed because the tarp has been like ripped away. Now, what they're also showing me is that when you're not organized, when you're camping, and this is the reset agenda, I keep telling you that it hasn't rolled out to perfection, and we know it hasn't because people have been realizing and they've been standing up. It's like people, if you go camping, for example, and you don't have the correct mats and everything outside your tent starts to get dirt in it and sand and leaves, and it becomes very frustrating. And it's showing me these global leaders trying to sweep up all the sand in their tent and tidy things up. So they're trying to tidy up this fiasco and mess that's kind of currently going on. And they can't stand it. It's like they're really frustrated, and they're sweeping with this dustpan and brush, and they're trying to clean it all up and get every bit of dirt and grain of sand out of this tent. Now, personally, in my family, I do get called the princess and the pea. I can't sleep with one little grain of dirt in my bed. My family knows that I'm a real pain when it comes to that. And that's what these global, not that I'm like a global leader, but I'm sure a lot of you out there are like that as well. But they're trying to really clean this up so that their tent is spotless. So that's why a lot of this has gone quiet. I keep talking about it. Our leader, Albanese, he's somewhere. He's on holidays apparently, but God knows where he is. He's probably having meetings with all these global leaders. They're trying to clean all this up so that the spotlights don't go on the reset. We know that's what they're trying to do. So that's what they're showing me. They're trying to get their campsite tidied up and straightened out. And they're going to have to look for the tarp again to put over the top to hide it all again. And this is the image that I'm getting from the guides. It's like the campsite has been like exposed. People have found the campsite and they're seeing things now. And we know these people waking up are starting to see things. And the leaders know that, so they have to tidy things up. That's why we're getting this sweeping out of the tent and getting rid of all the mess and the debris. So they're cleaning things up. We know that's how they do it. They use distraction as well. They're very good at doing that in America, I know. And you know over there, if you're in America, they're very good at distraction over there. Example, Trump at the moment. Just saying. Let's see where else we go with this today. Oh, God, they're even showing me, like, the campfire. And this is outside the reset tent or the pyramid-shaped tent. They're actually stomping out their fire. So they've got the fire and they had it sort of smouldering away nice and warm for themselves and everything was cozy and kosher. But now they're having to put the fire out and they're kicking the sand. It shows me all the global leaders like kicking the sand and the dirt over it because they quickly got to get it out because they don't want any like smoke signals coming up so people can see it from miles away, and they don't want the fire because that draws attention because that light sings up and people see it more. You think about at night, if you've got a campfire going, you can see a lot more than you can when the fire's out. So this is what I'm getting about these. There's this like they're in these people rolling out this reset are in a bit of a panic mode, and that's a good thing because they're trying to cover everything up by stomping on their campfire and all this sort of thing. They don't want people seeing it from miles away. People, oh, what's that smoke over there? Oh, is that the reset? Look, there's the reset tent. This is the kind of image that I'm getting today because they don't want people to see and find out about the reset because it's all supposed to be hidden. I said yesterday it's all being guarded now with very tight security, like the I said about the alien Roswell spaceships and all that, how they guarded that so closely. God, that was a secret for years and years and years. We've only just recently found out all about that ourselves, even though we pretty much all knew, but it was a conspiracy, remember? And now it's all come to fruition, of course. As we know here on my channel, most conspiracies end up coming to fruition and coming true. So I'm definitely getting that today, that they're in this panic mode, and that's great. We need them to be in panic mode. They should be scared of the people. Well, they should be scared of us. We know they should be. Hang on, let's see what else we got. Oh my God. It's even showing me these global leaders and these people in charge. It's like they've packed up their camper trailer, like we're camping today. I know, Chris, you'll love this because we're doing lots of camping. A few others of you out there like to camp. They're packing up their camper trailer. And it's like they're driving off now. So it's like they're taking like the evidence. So it's like when you think of a camper trailer, it can be folded into itself. So this is them folding up and hiding away the evidence. So sadly, I'm getting an image of evidence might be being hidden away. Oh, that's a big surprise that they would hide evidence. Who would have ever thought these government leaders and like Big Pharma would hide any evidence? We would never have thought that would happen, would we? So they're apparently packing all this up into their camper trailer and they're towing evidence away. Oh, you know what we need to do? All of us here on my channel, we need to go and slash their tyres so they can't drive. We'll slash the tyres in their camper trailer so they can't take the evidence away. But I am getting, someone's trying to, they're trying to hide evidence. Hang on, let's see where else we go today. And it's saying that there's a lot of it. There's a lot of evidence. It even feels to me, and this is the typical corruption, it feels like they're even doing a few payouts for people discreetly. Like, if you don't say anything, we'll give you X amount of dollars if you sign this contract and keep your mouth shut. So I feel like there's a lot of this, which we know would be happening, threatening, but we'll give you money if you stay quiet. That won't work with a lot of people either because a lot of people aren't going to fall for that because they see through all their nonsense. But I am seeing that hiding of the evidence. Wow. I'm guessing there's a lot of stuff out there. And I think about everything. I just think about, it's about everything. It's about vaccine injuries. It's about, mandates. They've done that. That's not been a legal thing when you've got a trial vaccine. There's so many loopholes, isn't there, in the legalities of a lot of all this. So I'm definitely getting there's this hiding of the evidence. And see, that could be around trials they've done with the jabs. So many things. It just goes on and on and on. Renewable evidence. There's, honestly, half of this stuff doesn't even make sense. All this electric car nonsense and everything, it's not going to save the planet. We all know that here. We know they're full of garbage. But they think if they drive off with all the evidence and, you know, no one's going to know. So if you take all the evidence and drive it off to the garbage tip or wherever they're driving it to and incinerating it or whatever, then they can just wipe their hands of it and no one's ever going to find that evidence again. So I am finding this, getting the message of driving off with the evidence. Oh, we need to stop it. Don't we need to unhook the trailer? Oh God, we need to Oh, we need to intercept this car somehow. We need to intercept the evidence being hidden. Oh, I don't know how we're going to do that, but anyway. So hang on, let's go back and see where we're at. Yeah, it's definitely a lot around Big Pharma. I do get that. And look, this could come back to whistleblowing as well. Like they're showing me papers being torn up. Because of course, as we know, they bend the rules. All these drug companies and that certify and pass everything. I think it's APRA here, and is it the CDC over there? I think it is. And all these mobs that pass everything and tick everything off. Well, you know, if you pass a little bit of, you know, coercion money, we'll do you a favour and we'll look after you, you know, Big Pharma. So they all work in each other's pockets. I'll help you if you help me. You give me a cut of that, and then I'll, you know, we know how it all goes. They all make money out of this. So I'm definitely getting that. They're sort of protecting each other is probably the word I'm looking for there. They're all protecting each other now by hiding the evidence. So frustrating, all this, isn't it? Hang on, let's see where else we go. Oh, it's even showing me, like, they've left the campsite now, right? And it's showing me they've even, like, covered up their tracks. So there's, like, someone behind with a tree branch, for example, and they're wiping out all their footprints, and they're even covering up the, like, tyre tracks. So what that indicates to me is that they're covering their tracks really well. No one wants to be caught out around all this corruption and lies and deception. They're covering their tracks so well, and we know they're so good at doing it. I mean, a classic example of that is, we've all known on my channel forever that all these side effects from the jabs were things such as myocarditis, blood clots, blah blah blah. You know, that came out early on, and people wouldn't have the, like, Johnson & Johnson and AstraZeneca and different things like that. But now, of course, because we've gone on for 2.5 years and there's more and more of these things coming to fruition, particularly strokes. I know in Australia here strokes are really on the rise. Every second person's having a stroke. Someone I know has started having epileptic fits, a young girl in her 20s now, and she'd be jabbed. I know she is. You know, this is happening, but now they can blame the CV virus. So this is how good they are at covering their tracks. When something comes up, they can just create something else. So this is where they just keep configuring and changing the narrative all the time. It's not even hard for them now. They just think, oh, what can we come up with now for that? Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, because people, their lifestyles changed and there's less immunity because we were all locked down for 2 years, so we can just blame that everyone's getting sick because, you know, that's another one. These are just examples, but this is sort of what's going on now. It's just completely mad, isn't it? Honestly, they're very clever at covering their tracks, and that's why I'm getting that person brushing over the tracks, so there's, like, no evidence. So nothing can be pinpointed, for example, to Fauci or Bill Gates or Big Pharma, all protected. And we know that here. It's this whole, well, I kind of compare it to the mafia. It's not the mafia, like, literally, but it's like they're all protected by this big mafia that's controlling the whole agenda. Anyway, let's see where else we go today. And see, people don't want it. These people waking up, they don't want to be giving their money to government. They know government is taking, and they don't want to keep giving to government. What's in it for them? See, these people aren't in a mass psychosis for everything else. They were for the jab. I totally agree, and they still are. We all know that here on my channel. But they're seeing that, hang on a minute, I'm making, you know, even if they give me a pay rise, I'm still paying more water rates, I'm still paying more rates, I'm paying this, I'm paying for fuel, car prices have gone up, house prices have just gone absolute insane globally, and they're taking people down. But everything these people are earning, they're giving to government. And see, people know it. They can see it, they know it, and they know where it's headed. That's where they see it's headed now, not us. If you're on my channel, we already knew that's where it was headed. So we've got over here, we've got our coconut drinks on Gilligan's Island or Terabella. mountain or wherever we might be sitting today. Some are at the beach in the nice warm sun, aren't they? So we're all doing different things. I'm sitting maybe in front of the wood fire later if I'm lucky and having a nice hot chocolate or a coffee. So we've all managed to escape and find a little bit of happiness over here with our music and all the things that we're doing. Watching Grease, a lot of us have watched Grease with Olivia Newton-John this week, having lost her, and we had a little bit of a teary moments. But these people, they know government's trying to wipe them out. It's obvious. It's not even hidden anymore. Let's see where else we go. Still getting it. I know it doesn't feel like it, but I still get people are rising up. People are standing up. I'm getting that visual of the castaways standing up. They might be all bedraggled and their hair's dripping with salt water and they've got sand all over their face and in their togs or whatever. But they're trying to stand up because they want to push back against government. The thing is with these people waking up, they're trying to work out the how. See, we're different. If you're on my channel, we have this ability to we have this knowing of how to sort of go about doing things and what to do. But I'm getting these people waking up are trying to work out how do I stand up against government? How do I stand up and get my freedom back? How do I stand up and get stronger in myself to fight back? How do I do this? And this is what's currently going on at the moment. They're trying to work out the how. How do we improve our lives again? How do we get our lives back? How do we simplify things again? Because life's become too complicated. And they're struggling as to how to fix it and how to sort it all out. It's not easy. We know it's not easy. But like the guide said, you pretty much have to stand up and you have to strike. Striking hurts government at the hip pocket because it puts the spotlight on them again and it puts that thing. We know how to do it, but these people are trying to work out how to do it. Hang on, let's see what else we get. And it's saying it, they're forming together. They are forming together now. And we know that's happening because like I talk about it here, we've got strikes all the time. I feel like globally there's going to be more strikes and more uprising because people are hurting. I talked the other day about truckers coming together. People are hurting. The cost of living is too much for people to cope with now. And it's either you hit rock bottom and just collapse into a pile of nothing, or you stand up and you fight back. But the castaways have found their strength now to stand up and fight back. Hang on, just let me see where else we go. And the message for us is that we've got to stay sort of hidden out of view still. We've got to ensure that we maintain our self-worth, that we stay strong in our opinions. It doesn't mean we have to put them onto people all the time. It's just we have to sort of have that internal strength and that internal knowledge that we're comfortable with the decisions that we've made. And we have to have that real pride in our decision-making processes moving forward. Like that's really important to maintain our stability as well and our own inner strength. Let's see if there's anything to close with today. It's saying it. People are coming to the light. They're getting closer and closer out of that tunnel. I talk about it all the time. These people waking up, they're really coming towards that light now. It's almost showing me that they've put their, they're getting ready to go into the light because they've put their sunglasses on. Maybe their Ray-Bans or their Bola, what do you call them? Bola. Oh, what is I don't even know. I'm not very good with some surfy brand of sunnies. Anyway, they're putting on their Ray-Bans, we'll just say, and they're putting their sunnies on ready to exit out of the darkness. And so they can actually see, because rather than doing this when they come out into the light, they want to see what's going on. So these people waking up really want to see what's going on now because they're getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And that's what we need to hear. Hang on a sec. And what it's saying is like now if they can get into that light and get out of all their darkness and their anger and their hurts and their pains and everything they've been going through, it's going to make them feel better. They're going to start to warm up inside. And see, this gets back to that soul breakdown and the igniting of the soul and that warmth coming up inside them. They're going to start to feel warmer inside, and they're going to feel better flow in their life. So that's why they're starting to want to come out of that tunnel now. They're wanting to move more towards a life that makes them feel good inside. And this has been a journey for these people waking up. As we all know here on my channel, it ain't easy. And it's very important that we sort of stay away from that. As much as we're there to kind of guide them and be the beacons of light that I always talk about, it's really important that we also stay really safe and away from all of that. Hang on, let me see if there's anything for us today. We've captured a lot of people's attention. Now, I always talk about that we're like the mirror reflection to these people that they have been lied to, and they have been lied to. And now they're starting to process a lot of that information about all the conspiracy, the things that we've been sharing, what we've all been talking about. All the seeds that we've planted have put a lot of doubt into these people that government has their best interest at heart. People are realizing it, they're knowing it, they're sensing it. And now, which is kind of good, they're afraid of it. And they should be afraid of it. And I don't mean afraid like the fear kind of rising up again in that sense, but they're afraid that their government has been lying to them. That's the reality. We all know it here on my channel. Government has been lying to them. And they're afraid that their government has lied to them. And how do you kind of deal with that? You don't. It's pretty hard, isn't it, as we all know here? Oh, my God. None of this seems real at all, does it? It's just total insanity what we've been having to endure. Hang on. Oh. And it's funny because for these people waking up, a lot of them I'm getting, if I could, we always get a song, I'm getting that song, if I could turn back time. I think that's a Cher song, isn't it? If I could find a way. I think it's Cher. A lot of them have a lot of regrets. The way they treated people, the way they vilified people, the way they ostracized people from their jobs. And see, this is the comeuppance that I always talk about. Things come back to bite people on the bum. And if they're going to like vilify people, ostracize them at work and do things like that, it's going to come back to you. So a lot of these people have got this feeling like if I could turn back time. And I really believe it's a lot of people who wish they didn't just get the jab and just to get their freedom back, because we know a lot of these people were coerced and forced to get the jab to keep their jobs, and no fault of their own. I'm not blaming anyone who was forced to get it. People had to get it just, I know people that had to get it just so they could go and visit their parents in an aged care home. Like, what even is that? So I'm getting this, if I could turn back time. People wish they had stood up earlier, and that's what I'm getting for these people waking up. I'm pretty sure that's a Cher song, isn't it? Where she sits on the cannons, isn't it? On the Navy ship in that raunchy outfit. Oh, my God. Oh, no. But anyway, I'm getting that if I could turn back time, because I feel like they would have taken a different path. They wish they had stood up earlier. Because they had no idea the jab wheel was going to go on and on and on and on and on. We did. We knew the jab wheel was going to go on and on and on. But now, hopefully it's not too late, but I'm sure that some of it has affected their immune system. And it's really bringing up a lot of ailments in people's bodies. Gosh, I know so many people who have had strokes. I know people who have got brain tumours. I know people who are just really suffering. Like I said, someone I know is having epileptic fits now. People with clots. This is just total insanity. But there's like nothing you can do. It feels like we're just standing there watching all this play out. Again, it's like we're still sitting in the movie theatre watching, where are we up to now? Chapter 6, is it, or 7 of the CV movie that's still flying across the screen? Oh, it's complete insanity. Anyway, so I'm going to leave you with that today. I think that's just enough to think about today. But these people waking up wish they could turn back time. A lot of them, not all, but a hell of a lot of them wish they had stood up in the beginning and said no to these mandates and no to these jabs, because now, as we know, everyone has their turn, and now it's affecting all of them because they're overworked, underpaid, they're short-staffed, teachers, nurses, you name it, it's happening globally. It's just all collapsed in a big pile of, and they became the castaways, but now they're finding that strength to stand up. Let's hope it's not too late. Anyway, kick back rather, guys, and keep watching this show. It's still going, and I will talk to you in the next video. Take care, everybody, and I'll say goodbye from Australia. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye, everyone.